A very big welcome to you, my dear Taurus. The sun is now in Pisces, and Pisces is the moon. And we're going to the left to your new moon. So 1819. The moon is in your sign, and so this goes direct. We have direct through the sun the subconscious, that we can look deeper within our feelings. What is it that I block to become a spiritual leader, or to actually work for the government or for the banks and create a new paradigm there? How am I supporting still old constructs that hold us somehow prisoner here? And so the light will reveal what we can liberate of the constructs that are necessary for us to become a spiritual leader, because it's not through the easy way. It's kind of like when you imagine the tree grows into the light, there's no resistance, right? It just goes up. But first, before the tree goes up into the light, he goes down into the earth, and there is resistance, and there is darkness, and there is the growth that we need to understand, well, how can I become a spiritual leader? So this is today to Sun and Moon's position. The Moon is getting ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is the Hanged Man. So understand, this is the 12th. We will see if there is anything coming up through the Hanged Man, through the number 12, right? And you are ruled by Venus, which is the Empress. And the Venus energy is love and beauty, and also the money. The new money. The money that doesn't constrict us. The yoga position for Pisces is fish pose, up dog, down dog. And for you, it's the movement. It's no more sitting on a beautiful pedestal, right, and then being worshipped. It's like doing the work. And so here we see that aspect. Now, you are the King of Pentacles. Is your birthday between April 10th and May 9th. Understand that the dates of the court card are different than when the sun is in Taurus. There is a time frame where you can be both, right? Soul and physical aspect Taurus, but there's also an aspect where you can have a different soul aspect. So have a look down in the description. I have listed them all below there. As a Taurus, you are sensuous and love to eat and love to make love and love to be sensuous because of Venus. And you are the second house of resources and worth. So there is this balance, because the number 2 is always this inhale, exhale equilibrium that we gotta find for ourselves. Back to the last reading, where Aquarius Sun gave Taurus Moon the light. You've got in the last and this reading through judgment the Seed, the Fool. So the Fool came up, right, and you got the Seed, which is here through the last judgment, the wake-up call that something is important and that something needs to be really looked at. And interesting enough, the Ginun Ga Gap is the 0, is the Fool. And that's the last judgment, right? And that's Pluto. Now I see that there's one reoccurring card here in today's reading from last time, so we can begin the reading. I always begin with your court card because that's the physical aspect of us, and the Ace of Cups is coming. Love, unconditional love, pure love, true love, awakened love, love that doesn't judge, love that is handing, right, itself constantly. So the 2 and the 1 is the 3. The Empress is coming to you through the 3. And so Venus is letting you know, be the beauty, be the love that you so much have within you. What is coming through the Mother Peace Tarot? You get the 10 of Wands to the left. That's Saturn in Sagittarius. And the 10 plus the 1 is an 11, and that's a portal. The 10 and the 2 is the 12. Here comes the Hangman. Letting go. Letting go of this oppression, letting go of things that you think you need to do to have this love. The 3 and the 10 is the 13, the transformation, Scorpio. Let go. Shed. Because here, of course, they're dancing into the trance and are awakening to their true potential. But it's the oppression card. Saturn, right? The world, and Sagittarius doing so much that you feel like, oh my God, I cannot handle this anymore. Altogether we get a 4. And the 4 is the stability. The 4 is those 4 elements that we can really touch, because space, we can touch it, but the other elements define it. And so understand that here comes the message of you giving love. And it doesn't have to be a lot of work to give this love. It just has to be something that comes naturally from you to the people around you. Then what is Venus bringing? Venus, love and beauty. You are getting Scorpio. So the 13 is coming again, and we get the 4 and the 3, the 7. That's the emotional intelligence that brings you forward in knowing that spiritual maturity needs to see each letting go as that big transformation that happens every day. Every day cells and things are shedding, right? The urine carries out the dead cells from within. And then we have cells everywhere that shed and that leave the body. What is Scorpio saying? Scorpio is bringing you the moon. So Pisces and Scorpio, both of them with the water, both of them connected through the water. Here Scorpio is the deep ocean. Meanwhile, Pisces is the river. He searches, he's the night, and he's the king. So the 13 and the 18, right? Here we have the 4 and here we have the 9. The 13 appears again. And the 13, the transformation comes through Pisces. Pisces, the subconscious, the deep feelings that are running our lives like veins in our body, like the blood running through our body, through our veins. What is the moon bringing? The moon is saying, here comes the 55. So here comes a gate, the 55 gate, the further gate, and this gate is bold, and this gate is saying, be bold to step forward. And there is a gate, right, that we must step through, and it's witnessed through near-death experiences, but then we can also do out-of-body work and learn to step out of this physicalness and then come here into this gate of a higher consciousness. Now the number 13, right, a lot of people think it's a bad luck number. Meanwhile, it's like the most powerful number there is. So awaken to it. So the 4 was left, right, here again with the moon and Scorpio and her, the 3. So we had the 7 and the 55. Learn to understand that the 55 is the 5 senses, the throat chakra, the communication. Communicate if you have gotten through such a state of consciousness that you communicate that and you help others to go into this other dimension as well, right? So learn to connect with it. What is your deck saying here? You get Cancer. And so I'm going to put Venus above because this is all through Venus. So here we have, of course, the deck for Venus. And here, this is your deck. The 4 and the 7 is the 11. And you understand that the 11 is a portal. That portal is important because that portal came here through these 2 cards, right? The Ace of Cups and the 10 of Wands. And the 11 is the inner teacher that teaches you to look deeper. Here again, the emotional intelligence, Cancer. Of course, I want to know what is Cancer saying. Cancer is bringing you the Princess of Cups, which is what came last time as well. The Daughters of Cups. And this is the young generation. Here we have Cancer, we have Scorpio, and we have Pisces. And Pisces came through the moon. Right? And so you understand that here comes the new generation of love, of unconditional love, because that's what these new children's bring. They have a whole new different set of superpowers, right? Loving and caring and knowing that when we hand love, we will get always love back. And so we have here the 3 zodiac signs. Inside the 7 and the 3 is the 10. And the 10 is a new cycle. The 10 and the 4 is the 14. That's Temperance. That's Sagittarius. And Sagittarius came here with the 10 of Wands. Dancing all night. Going through this trance state. To the left. Remember when the card points to the left, from an outer perspective, it's kind of like within, but then when we become the card, it's again the without, and we understand that it's always 2 ways. So the 10 and the 4 is the 14, that's Sagittarius, Temperance, finding the balance between love and action, right? The cup and the wand. And the 5 is left. The 5 and the 3 is the 8. Have the strength to take this path out further, deeper, with love. Always love, right? Find love. Then, of course, I want to see what is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing, because these cards are round and I love how they are very precise, and we get the Shaman of Swords to the left, down. And this is Aquarius, the King of Swords. So he's kind of pointing to Cancer. He's kind of pointing to the summer solstice, where the sun is the highest place, right? And this is the 11th zodiac sign. So there's a portal right here. And you see that he's blowing, right? And he has this orange stream, this red stream, the yellow stream, and the blue stream, and the butterfly. And there's a lot going on in these cards, right? So you are bringing the truth from transformation, the truth that the 13 isn't a bad number, that the 13 is the new existence, is transitioning through the 12, which is the pre-state to the 13, that here comes the enlightenment and then the transformation, and you're taking on a whole new body. And so the 11, right, is clear. What is Aquarius saying? He's bringing you again the Ace of Cups. Look at that. But this time it's like the butterflies are flying. So here we see the butterfly being red. And we see here the woman with the red dress. She is this butterfly. But now the yellow stream that comes out of the hair from Aquarius, this ray of consciousness flying out of the cups. So beautiful. Look at that. So they talk to each other, and I love that because this is a whole new time frame. This was in the 70s and this was in the 2020s, right, when it was created. And you see, right, I love to connect old and new cards, and that's where the magic appears. And so you see the 11 and the 1, 3 times the 1, 3 times the 1, and 4 times the 1 is letting you know that you understand. The heart is where you understand if you going the right path or off the path. Right? Your heart lets you know right away. So we have 4 times the 1. And it's all the love. And it's all through the water. And the water is here through Cancer. And the water is here through Scorpio. And the water is here through the moon. So we have all 3 major arcanas of the water signs. And this is really beautiful because now I can see that here all 3 are here as a young generation. Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And so this is important for you to understand that here comes the young generation that brings new soul energy down so that we can shift, so that we can let other people know that there is so much love that is liberated right now by each individual butterfly, right? And so this is where Aquarius comes in, because Aquarius is, of course, the water bearer. And he's the star, and we all want to be a star. And we are all a star, and so this is really beautiful. The message is clear, right? That here comes a powerful connection. And in that powerful connection, we also see that we have the 13 and the 7, that's the 20, that's Pluto. And Pluto is in Aquarius. And that's why Aquarius has come. And the 17, right? And so learn to see how the numbers talk, how the numbers are very precise, very clear, and that you have this further gate opened. And that's why all these butterflies are flying out and liberating us. What is coming from your soul aspect right here, the Hierophant? You see, of course, here the 55 with you, the 555 portal. 3 times the 5, you're finding the empowerment within, deep within. And the human race, once more, is uplifted, right, through the spiritual teacher that lies deep within you. So the first card that is coming is the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords is Moon in Aquarius. And so Aquarius came, right, the King of Swords, that mental sharpness that he brings. And of course he also brought here the Ace of Cups. Learning the 5 and the 7 to see that the Hangman is, when you let go of being the victim, of not being good enough, of walking away with all these swords. 2 swords are in the ground. Here all the 5 swords, the 5 elements he takes with him. And here duality stays here. And the 12, of course, turns into the 3. The 3 is Venus. So Venus is bringing you a higher consciousness that you don't need to hold on, that you can liberate yourself. What is coming through Pisces? Pisces is bringing you the comparison. So these are the 2 5. So these are the 2 sword cards that are a little intense. Here, with the comparison, we see the tree and we see the bamboo. And here we get also a 12 swords, again, the Hanged Man. So Moon in Aquarius and Venus in Aquarius, which is interesting, right? That Venus in Aquarius is bringing you, if you a queen, if you an empress, you cannot compare yourself to other empresses. One is like this and one is like that. And so accept what has been given to you. So the 12 and the 5 is the 17. There comes again Aquarius, the star, the 17. Understand that the 17 again becomes then an 8. And the 8 is the Earth star that we become here. So learn to understand what's going on in your mind, because it's not good to compare and it's not good to feel the victim. So here the soul is literally saying to you, well, you are here to learn through this, right? What is coming through the Mother Piece or the 7 of Wands? Here comes the courage, but the courage is pointing down. So this is Mars in Leo, and here we had Saturn in Sagittarius. You have 17 Wands, right? And you had the 17 up here. So a 17-17 turns into an 8-8, and the 8 is inside here of the 18. Understand that this is where you're growing, and that you're learning to defend yourself, to have the courage in front of the other priestesses to show them, look, I am not someone that compares. I'm not someone that feels the victimhood. I liberate myself out of that pattern that has been inflicted upon me in my childhood. And that's what the soul is bringing to you. So here we have, of course, the 12, right? The 12 and the 7 is the 19, and that's the sun. Shine a light upon the people. Shine and bring consciousness through Pisces, through your subconscious, through the feelings that emerge when you see this, right? And learn to awaken, learn to stand up, learn to be courageous, learn to stand up against oppression. Dance all night, release it, and awaken. Awaken to more love, awaken to the further gate. And so, of course, the message is strong, right? Understand again the 3 times 5. The 3 times 5 is that you are learning to be the spiritual teacher that brings the light, right? And so understand also that you had here the 10 and the 7, the 17 wands, that's Aquarius. Aquarius, who brings you clearly the cup where the liberation is, right? And so you know that she is here, this butterfly, and all these butterflies that are liberated right now, those are the ones that when we work in this field, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, I want you to liberate yourself, right? I want you to be free. I don't want to read that there is a partner and that there is money and that there's this and that. I want you to see, how can I become a free spirit? How can I give love again and again And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's where my dedication is to this channel, right? I'm not like, okay, likes and etc. and clicks, etc. That's not of concern for me. For me, what's important is that I help you to liberate yourself into true love, right? Unconditional love, because that love can heal the most difficult things that have been inflicted in your childhood, that you are not good enough, that you have to compare yourself, that this one is better than that, or that is better than this, right? And so the 12, again, like I said, so here comes the Hanged Man, here comes Neptune. Listen to your dreams, listen to what comes through as a message that helps you to liberate yourself. And then, of course, you know that the priestesses are gonna challenge you, and you're gonna have to show your courage. But courage is easy when you're holding the cup of love. Wow, I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Aries. We don't have Aries here, but of course we have the Wands, right? And that's also connected with Aries, but here this is Sagittarius, and here this was Leo, right? And so I think it's kind of like a premonition, because the 10 and the 7 is the 17. That's then, of course, Aquarius. So we will see what's happening in the next reading. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.